Hey, what's going on, guys? Miniq787B here. Welcome back to the episode NASCAR Thunder 2000. This is episode number 36 today for our second season here at the Subway 400 at Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina Speedway. Always one of my more favorable tracks to race on. It's just such a fun track to drive on. But we had, in case you haven't noticed, a stellar perfect start to the season after we're being told by Andy Petrie that we need to finish in the top 20 in the point standings in order to keep our seat in Andy Petrie Racing number 56. The expansion program year is over. Now it's time to actually start competing. And boy, did we compete. Boy, did we compete. We earned over $2 million that race, and there was a reasoning behind this. So if you were to go to the award segment, we ended up winning one of the Jackpot 5, the No Bull 5 winner, because we actually won Talladega in the previous season. So we get to win the money, and now we have to wait till Las Vegas to try again, winning the $1 million bonus, which, let's just say, that's probably not going to happen. The car's still good on super speedways, but that's about it. We even got the pole in the race as well. And we have two rookies of Ryan Newman and Norm Benning, but that's okay. We led the most laps, of course, as well. I mean, look at this. 43 laps we led at Daytona, with Bobby Labonte leading 6 and Mark Martin, the defending Daytona 500 champion, only leading 1 lap. But that's about it for what happened there. We're leading the points, obviously. Yeah, there is going to be some things that we're going to do, because we have a lot of money we can play around with now. We are basically set for the entire year, essentially. That's great that we're set for the entire year. Now we can actually press the attack. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to make this a 6-race investment for the tire grip. We need grip bad, especially since our chassis builder has 76 grip. So we got to make sure we can put more money worthwhile investment. I'm not going to do anything for fuel efficiency and chassis drafting, because we really don't need them that as big as like the downforce or the tire grip, especially. Straight line speed, we're kind of okay. It's just the cornering speed and how long we last is just not so much. We're actually going to build another chassis, believe it or not, along with it. So we're going to spend $398 for 3 races, actually. 3 races. I probably should have done the same thing with the engine in hindsight. I thought I'm used to building them in 6 races, so that's why it feels like it's a little bit off sequence, and well, it is. Do I want to overhaul anything? But this would have to wait 2 races for that, though. We would have to use this for 2 races, but that's okay. I mean, they're both only going to get up to, like, 65. But maybe, like, fuel efficiency would be at 59. And the durability also increases, so that's something to consider by 4 points, so... I mean, we have all this money. Fuck it, use it. Overhaul it for 2 races. Chassis, we're good in that department. We got people working there, which is great. We're going to modify putting a new engine in it. We're going to put you in there. And the chassis, well, we're not going to use the one that we have now. We're using this one, the 62-64 for tire grip and wear. Decent amount of downforce. And we're going to accept the changes to the car. It doesn't tell me what the overall car rating is. 62 car rating for Rockingham. That is going to be so much fun. All right, with that being said, let's get on with the race here at Rockingham. Let's see if we can put our momentum into good use here at the Rock. A thing I need to note is this is our last race with these sponsors. We could potentially have new sponsors heading into I guess I would say season 2 at this point. But the car does not feel as fast as the last time we went to Rockingham, which was a few episodes ago. It's slightly concerning, but then again, our stuff has not come in yet. Like, our new chassis is not going to be able to come in until like a few races time. We're going to put the new tire grip to work, so like hopefully by the midway point of the season, we'll be ready to go for that part anyway. Setup's pretty good, I would say. It's more towards the downforce side as I smack the wall like an idiot off of turn 2 on the back straightaway, nerd. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, we're at the board the second lap, so 20 seconds we're going to be starting off with. That's not great. So our front row is John Andretti and our teammate Joe Nemechek. That's going to be our front 2 right then and there. So an awkward qualifying position for us, but let's see how we can just try to minimize the damage. Because remember, we're still not a really good everywhere else car.
We're in Rockingham, North Carolina, home of the North Carolina Speedway, for today's race, the Subway 400. What can you tell us about this track, Barney?
North Carolina is a fast track, considering it's only a mile long. The corners are tricky, though, and getting off them fast is the key to getting speed down the straightaways.
Mark Martin had an amazing streak of 12 consecutive years in the top 10 in points, snapped in 2001.
Mark Martin has been a model of consistency since he hooked up with Roush Racing. He qualifies well, he finishes well, and everyone out there on the racetrack respects his skill behind the wheel.
Jerry Nadeau is one of those guys who you just keep expecting to break out and have a good year.
Yeah, you do, but he's got a ton of talent and some good equipment. He's shown he can win and run up front. Now he's just got to string some success together and gain some confidence out there.
Start your engines.
So it's John Andretti and our teammate Joe Nemechek that lead the way here at the Rock. We start in the middle of the pack. Our teammates, Kenny Walls, is somewhere also in the back of the pack there. Our car, I don't think, is going to be as good this race compared to last time. We can only hope. But either way, away we go here at the Rock. 98 laps. We're already scrapping it out with a few other drivers before we even get to turn 1. But we're going to try to be home in 20. And we got Ed Barrier for the first time I've seen his face in a while in a 90 car in this race. And I think I saw Carl Long in the picture as well. I think I put a little bit more downforce on this thing. So we're going to be like a little bit lackluster on the straights. Honestly, I might even consider putting more engine power for the next upgrade after the chassis tire grip anyway. Because we always keep having to force ourselves to use the higher downforce configurations, and that's what's causing us to have a little bit of drag on the straightaways, it seems. For like tracks like these where I put more downforce on it, you can tell we're just not great like on straight line power and drafting stat. We're still not really going to upgrade that, because I think it's just neat. Like the biggest ones are engine power and tire grip right now, maybe tire wear as well. The efficiency I'm probably never going to touch, because we're all going to make one pit stop anyway. It's just maybe only this track might be the biggest problem in terms of like fuel economy. We have Ed Barrier being held up by Scott Pruitt as Kevin LePage has an expired motor right off the gate. And we have to take evasive maneuvers on the outside. We're going to stay in 18th for right now. But of course, we already know that Dale Jarrett's going to pass us in about maybe one lap's time anyway. But we're holding our own so far. P18 out of 4 laps. We just got to keep the momentum going, because we just lost a lot of it right then and there. So even Elliott Sadler might be able to pass us as well if we're not careful. As you can see by us dropping off the pace, we got Kenny Walls that just got around us, all of us somehow. We're now outside the top 20. Of course, the top 30. We still have that goal of the top 30 in the race, it seems. But we're still running rather consistent lap times. So yeah, this has been more of a race pace sort of car than the qualifying one for sure. It feels pretty good consistency wise. I'm not sure if like the crew chief or the chassis builder stats makes the car better, as like not before the numbers even say anything. Like on the track anyway, does it feel different? It feels a little bit different, because we're going to try to keep holding off Rookie of the Year winner of last year, Matt Kenseth. We're going to try to hold his ass off. We keep having a plethora of cars behind us now. It's all about just holding everybody up, but we're going to let Matt Kenseth go by because we just completely messed up, and maybe even Michael Waltrip because we're not careful. We're going to try to make a maneuver down on the inside, potentially. If he doesn't block us all the way down there, that is. We're going to try to take the spot back. Close quarter races between me and the 7, and we're going to take the spot away, and we're going to be back to doing what we do best, being an absolute menace, blocking both lanes at once as long as we possibly can. We're not a last place car, so that's good news to see, or at least as of now anyway, we're not a last place car. Maybe top 35? I really wish I could just run my own race without worrying about stuff like this, because we're just losing spots left and, well, only left, I would say. We lost 4 in that one little exchange there, and we're probably not going to be able to get any of them back still, and almost everyone's up here. We're now running 4/10 off the pace per lap. I might even consider raising the tire pressures at this rate if it helps us last a little bit longer. And the straights, as Jerry Nadeau nearly had a problem there, and we ran right into him. We're going to keep our 28th running position at the moment. But we're probably going to lose into Mike Skinner to 31 here in just a second. As we're going to go side by side down the front straightaway, having a tow with Michael Waltrip. We haven't lost him yet, surprisingly, but you know, unfortunately, our car is still not up to spec. Not yet, anyway. Remember, season 2 is where all the big stuff comes in towards like the middle of the season, as we give young Dave Blaney a piece of our minds. For what reason? Nothing. We just did it because we're assholes.
Everything okay with the car?
Yeah, we just lost our top 30 spot. We got the leaders right behind us. It's Tony Stewart leading the way. He's trying to continue what he started anyway, as we keep falling down the order, down to 33rd. I did say potentially top 35 car, I would say, and we're kind of like where we're at the moment. We're gonna try to retake the 32nd spot away from Austinville without a little bit of rubbing first, and we do get the spot back. But I thought for sure I made the car better. I didn't, and my setup notes kind of got corrupted for some reason. So I lost all the setup data I had from last episode. I didn't record the footage of me showing you what the setup was. Fuck. So we're about 25 laps into this race. Our tires are shot. Pace is falling off about 3/10 a lap. I think what we're obviously we're going to have to do is make the car looser and increase the pressures to try to compensate for you know, the longer run. I only have them at 21 psi to try to get that extra quartering speed, but it's sort of not working. As our teammate, our RCR affiliated teammate, Earnhardt's getting held up. Gordon's finally, I think, somewhere in the top 5. It's about time. And you haven't won a race yet in this career mode, which is rather odd coming from you. After having like a fantastic 1998 season, your quest for 4 is coming up. So running in 34th now.
We need a little more speed.
Having somewhat of a gap between the 77 car and the 4 car. I think at this point we're just gonna have to hope hope for a caution, or, well, yeah, hope for a caution, maybe get some more spots, and definitely make this thing looser. Definitely make this thing looser. But, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I said I want more tire grip on this thing. Like, it's very, very important to have tire grip in this game, apparently, from what I found out the hard way. You need grip compared to, like, Thunder 04, where, yeah, essentially, you need all the grip. So thankfully I made that purchase there for 6 races. So hopefully when the chassis gets built, we'll wait a little bit before the building another one, and then we'll use the tire grip that way.
Gotta pick it up a little.
Oh, look at Robert Presley with the dive bomb there, going completely underneath the apron to go around us. That's a little that's a little cheeky there, Mr. Presley. We're gonna try to make the same move back. But he's able to get the better exit. We're going to give him a little bit of a brotherly shove and take the spot back. Sterling Marlin's ready to put us a lap down. And yeah, you can see the 8 car in front of us. That's not for a spot. He actually just lapped us. He's actually for once inside the top 10. I am not surprised. I am not kidding you. Dale Jr. is actually in the top 10 my spot right now. Oh my God, I'm getting hiccups now. And Steve Park's also having a really good day so far. We're going to let him go as we keep holding on to P34 thanks to the courtesy of Dale Jarrett. We're going to go block both lanes. And there's our teammate as well, Joe Nemechek, ready to put us a lap down. Not sure if Andy Petrie's liking what he's seeing out of us right now, but it's just all trust in the process later on the season. Don't worry. It's going to have to happen. We're going to try to let our teammate go by off of this corner. We're kind of holding him up a little bit in his pursuit against Dale Jarrett. He might get passed here by John Andretti if he's not careful as we scrape the wall. Let John Andretti go by as well, trying to get back on that bottom side. Our main priority is to hold off Robert Presley, and I don't see the other cars we're racing against besides maybe Bobby Hamilton back there, so we're actually making decent progress in this career mode in a way. I mean, we're still within like almost 1 second off the pace in terms of like their tire laps anyway, but definitely for sure, I think we got to make the thing looser. As we're going to let Jeff Burton completely... Oh, he was a fucking rocket, Jeff Burton was. It wasn't too long ago where he just passed us, and now he's lapped us. He's on the mission, and we're kind of being an asshole, just blocking Mark Martin there. We shouldn't be doing that. Not against Mark, anyway. We should not be doing that against him, so we're going to let him go by as he puts us a lap down. Right now, I'm just waiting for the pit cycle to commence at this point. If a caution comes out, great. We're kind of screwed if it does, if everyone else comes down. As Robert Presley thought about making the same move again, and he's going to make a pass on us on the inside. We're going to trade blows for 34th, as we're going to hopefully make the dive on here down the inside. Fully sending it, and we're going to give him yet another bit of a brotherly shove. Just to retake the spot back. This has just been a scrap between me and the 77 here in this race so far. It's a good little epic battle, even though he's going underneath again. He's doing it again. He just absolutely done that again. This is an epic little battle that we're having here for 34th place. As you can see, we're actually getting a little bit of a decent slipstream down there, but he's actually going to clear us. We're not, no brotherly shove sequences at this time. He just completely made mincemeat of us. I think this Brett Bodine is also for 36, so we got to make sure we don't lose that spot too. Oh, there's a caution now on the racetrack. There's a spin somewhere on the racetrack. That just happened all of a sudden. It's Scary Terry going to spin around in turns 3 and 4. As he comes back down the racetrack, oh my God, there's controversy. He kills the 20. He nearly wrecks his younger brother. Oh, so close, but man, such a collision. The defending champ got absolutely destroyed on that one. Now, unfortunately, everyone's going to come down pit road, ourselves included. Why is that a problem? We're not the most fuel-efficient car in the entire field. We run a higher gear ratio for a reason. So we're actually going to make the car looser, probably -2, but also increase the tire pressures quite a bit. We're actually going to make it -2.5. It's a huge stack up on pit road. I'm not sure what's going on there. Huge pit road stack up. We never really seem to have this sort of thing. As we're up to 28th right now. Of course, we're still waiting for. Oh gosh, crunching. A lot of crunching going on. A lot of checking up back here as we go back into our stall. Our car is damaged now. Maybe our car will get repaired. I mean, that's the AI's doing. That's not me causing that damage because of the pit cycle sequence. I hope that gets repaired. It does. As we're a little bit being held up a little bit, we lose a spot to Bobby Hamilton. We gain it on Robert Presley. Where's that spin us up? We're spinning out at 34th. And we're back on the restart. We're going to go make another mincemeat of a pass on the insides of both Brett Bodine and Bobby Hamilton Sr. We're going to try to anyway. Unfortunately, this damage is not anything of our own doing. And we're trying to focus on the long run here in terms of like the way the car is going to be, rather than just having like short run pace with the 20 psi. I brought the tire pressure up to 24 just to try to get ourselves more of a longer lasting tire, because it is going to be a little bit of a while before we do that again, as we're going to give Robert Presley again another piece of our mind. I don't see us getting any higher than this spot here. The next thing I do have to worry about though is the fuel. I will say that is the one thing I'm kind of worried about. Again, we're running a little bit less RPM because the tire pressure affects the top speed acceleration for some reason. Oh, this Robert Presley nearly just eats the outside wall. He was trying to make a move on the inside. It doesn't work. But yeah, it's really, you can tell that adding the tire pressures really isn't really helping us in the, I guess you could say the short run department. We kind of have to sacrifice a little bit of a top acceleration for this sort of thing. Plus, it doesn't help that we have front end damage as well. That's not directly caused by ourselves, as we have somebody just really. There's a crash in turn 2, and oh boy. Right in front of us, we happen to see somebody mess something up right then and there, so we might actually come back down pit road and revert some of the changes anyway. I'm not sure how it's going to really affect us like later on down the road. As we see somebody slow down the back straightaway, I'm pretty sure that something must have happened there. We'll actually be able to top off on fuel while we're here, actually. You might as well try to pit on every caution that you see. As Tony that's what happened. Oh, Kenny Walsh's tire blew up. Because Tony Stewart's hood keep flying off and it just cut a tire on our teammate, from what it looks like there. So no doubt he'll be coming down pit road. I mean, it's only like 2 lap difference. Does it even matter at this point? I do want to revert some of the changes though. we have damage to repair as well for some reason, so we're gonna have to go do that as well. Oh, okay. Bring this down to like 22, I would say, because we had it at 21. We're gonna try to keep it at 22 and see if we can actually get the thing to rotate more.
10-4.
Because we were absolutely plowing tight at the end of that run. So we're gonna try to compensate by decreasing the wedge. I thought I saw Kenny Wallace's tire blew up. I'm guessing somebody else or something, but nobody's coming down pit road. That's weird. So we're down to 37th. As we're back underway here in this race, we're gonna try to get back down as many spots as we can. We're gonna try to get Chad Little and Stacy Compton in this one corner. We're actually gonna say no to everybody else.
Number 97.
So right now the short run change is not happening for us as we got Rusty Wallace right behind us as well. We have to make another 40-some laps, so hopefully we can actually make this towards the end. We're at 36, so we're already having a great day. I guess in the way we've been in the last few seasons, I should say, not seasons, I could say races, I would say, as we give Stacy Compton the bumper out, the chrome horn out of the way. Give Steve Park the room down there. He's a faster car, but you're not through the clutch with the corners for some reason. Again, just only 2 laps of a difference of tires, though. It doesn't seem like that much of a big deal as of yet, anyway. But apparently, with the changes we made, that was the quickest we've been all day. We give Steve Park the chrome horn now, as we're going to make the huge pass on him, not for a spot though. But here's our man Bobby Hamilton right in front of us. Going to try to make the move upon him. I thought maybe Kenny Wallace is out of the. No, he's back there. Okay, he's back there still. But he didn't come down pit road. But who? Did somebody blow a tire then? I guess that has to be that way. As he ran our fastest lap ever, 23.7 of this race. Like so for right now, what we have done with the changes here has worked out in our favor in a way so far. As far as this is concerned, I'm not snapping loose like I thought I would be. In fact, I'm actually feeling I'm a little bit faster in the corners now. So I must have missed something during my last time I've been into this track compared to this time.
That was a great lap, buddy.
But we're still kind of holding up Steve Park there and stuff like that as well. So we're going to try to eventually let him go. But right now we're saying no. We're saying no, fam. No, fam at all. So we need 4 more spots, but that's probably not going to happen, I would say. In terms of like, hey, are we going to finish in the top 30 or not? Probably not. Oh, we had a horrible turn 4. And we got Michael Waltrip. We got company here in this race, believe it or not. We actually got company now because we just completely messed up. We completely messed up turns 1 and 2. I'm starting to think the car is starting to feel a little too loose now. All of a sudden, as the run goes on, regretting my changes just a tad as the tires wear out anyway. I think the rear tires are starting to wear out towards the front tires as Michael Waltrip passes us. But we're going to say no to that. We're actually going to try to take the spot back down in this corner here, as our lap times have completely fallen off already compared to what it was earlier. So I think I made a horrible decision in terms of the changing of the car setup anyway for us by making it looser. Now it just plows tight. Again, I feel like there's the chassis grip and chassis wear just hinder as the race goes on. I'm kind of convinced at this point that it's either that or I'm just driving an absolute farce of an idiot. It could be both. I never, can't deny some things. You can always agree to disagree on most things here. I just kind of want to get laps so you actually get this race over with. 35th is where I kind of want to finish.
That was a great lap, buddy.
There we go. Our lap times are kicking back up now. You know what would be great about now? A caution. Because the leaders are ready to put us another lap down again. I really don't want that. Can we have it? Yeah, have it now so I don't get lapped. Pretty please, with a cherry on top. I don't want them to pass me and then a caution were to come out immediately again, like we had in Atlanta a few episodes ago. That was awful. Meanwhile, them two are having a bit of scraps as Labonte and Earnhardt are going to put us another lap down. We're actually going to try to give them most of the spots, but we're trying to get them out of the way. let them fight for their own, as Earnhardt's probably going to go down the inside to try to take the lead away from Labonte, but Labonte gets a good run off the corner. Or could he go down the inside this time around? At least I can actually commentate this bit because there's nobody around me at the moment. There's Johnny Benson in third. I kind of wanted to, now that I think about it, I kind of wish I held them 2-1 so I could actually bring Johnny Benson up to another victory. That'd be pretty cool. So now we're, unfortunately, the first car 2 laps down. We're not going to be able to do get anything else unless a caution were to come out later in the race, I would say. Try to get like maybe like a 5-lap dash or whatever with the tires that we have, the fresh tires anyway. Car doesn't want to plow anymore, so that's fine, even though the front tires are yellow. We still got about like 20 laps to go in this race. We're gonna try not to hold up Johnny Benson because I kind of want to let him go. We're gonna let him go on the inside here, as we're nearly gonna go hit the wall in order to try to let him go, because I'm such a nice guy. You can't hold Johnny up at all, man. You can't give Johnny Benson a hard time, man. If you give Johnny Benson a hard time, then I'm sorry, you don't get to go to heaven. There's 2 people you don't want to mess with me on the channel: Johnny Benson, Jerry Nadeau, and Bobby Hamilton. So that's 3. So yeah, if you mess with any of those 3 drivers, that was your test. You don't get to go to heaven. That was your test. That was the test. Sterling Marlin having a really nice run though too. He's running in 4th. We're actually gonna go let him by too. Leading the charge for Team Samco. Well, at this time they would be known as Chip Ganassi Racing, but no, in this universe, Chip Ganassi Racing doesn't exist. He's just purely an IndyCar, Chip Ganassi is, and Team Samco continues the 40 and the 42 operations. I mean, Sterling Marlin having a great charge right now in 4th place. I think some people are finally getting around. I think that was Tony Stern that was holding up literally everybody back. That was because they lost the hood. I was hoping for more debris to come off so I can actually get some more spots potentially. As the at this point in the run, that would be great. They can try to run down the entire field. Jeff Gordon finally having a decent run anyway. I think he's just outside the top 5, I think. Or is he? No, he's in the top 5. He's currently in 5th right now. So we're about to get lapped again by Wonder Boy here. And we kind of pulled away from those guys behind us. We pulled away from them. So our car is actually not entirely terrible, but it's still no good either. So it's not like we're like a 40th place car. If the game thinks we're a 35th place car, then we're a 35th place car. Hopefully Las Vegas could be a little bit better. It's all part of the process, though. It's not going to happen overnight with our little chassis upgrade that we have. It's going to take at least a quarter of the season to get ourselves acquainted with our newfound power and our newfound grip. As we head towards the last lap of this race, I was catching the 90 car of Ed Barrier, but unfortunately we ran out of time. And now, well, thanks to the help of Scott Pruitt trying to be a absolute legend himself, but unfortunately he did not hold him up. And we're coming to our final lap of the race. Just try not to let any of these other 4 guys get in the way, get in their way anyway. Jeff Burton's going to clear us. Rusty Wallace might clear us, and then Ricky Rudd's going to clear us. We're trying not to be that much of an impact for their last lap battle, but they're going to be finishing in front of us. We come home 35th. A pretty, I guess, all right day for our standards, but we got to do better in our tire grip wise. Labonte ends up winning the race already. Great start to the year for him.
Not very many caution laps in this one.
Well, I'd say the fans would probably have liked to see more excitement. I'm sure the drivers, on the other hand, were happy about the low number of caution flags.
The Delphi car would like to have finished a lot better, I'm sure.
Well, he gave it all he had, and that's all you can ask of any driver.
Join us next time for another exciting NASCAR Winston Cup Series race. So long now from all of us here at EA Sports and MRN.
So it is Bobby Labonte here today in Rockingham that gets the W for Joe Gibbs Racing. Already, he does not take that championship defeat not very well, I would say. I mean, he's biting back against the defending champ Tony Stewart right out of the gate, who really got clobbered by Bobby's older brother Terry, Scary Terry. I'm telling you that's the reason why I nicknamed him Scary Terry ever since that incident in the Thunder 2003 live stream I've had at Daytona, where he was kind of scaring the AI quite a bit. That's why he's nicknamed Scary Terry. As for us, I mean, it's kind of scary how we're still back in the 35th spot, but don't worry, it's all part of the process. We got our next chassis grip as Labonte takes home the trophy today. All right, definitely not as much as money as we did at Daytona, obviously. We did decent, I guess. I mean, not for Andy Petrie standards. He wants us to finish top 20 in points, but again, it's just a seed of potentially what could potentially be like a much better season for us. Let's take a look at the race results here. Bobby Labonte put on an absolute clinic. 76 laps led, most laps led, of course. Earnhardt ends up in second. Our man Johnny Benson finishes third. Sterling Marlin ends up in fourth. Jeff Gordon top 5. Jeff Burton 6th. Rusty Wallace 7th. Ricky Rudd 8th. Earnhardt Jr. finally is starting to become relevant. Finally. 9th place and our defending champ. Tony Stewart basically just held the entire field up with his hoodless car and ended up in 10th place. That's just fucking determination there, actually. As we take a look at the rest of the grid, our teammate finishes 13th and 18th despite starting in second. You need to do better. As we were like the, unfortunately, like 2 laps down for us, we ended up finishing just behind Ed Barrier, but we finished ahead of a decent amount of people, I would say. So it was Dale Jarrett that ended up having the tire failure. I thought it was Kenny Wallace, but hey, I'm glad rather him than Kenny, I would say. I'd rather not have our teammate have the tire failure anyway. With that being said, sponsors are gone. We're gonna have a new set of sponsors coming up in the next episode. Of course, let's take a look at where we're at in the standings. We're 15th now in the standings. We dropped like a fucking rock. Oh gosh. Yeah, our teammate is definitely ahead of us. Kenny Wallace is. Ward Burton got hit hard as well. Dale Sr. is now the leader by 4 points. Of course, it's still early days in the season, of course, but at least we got a ticket to the All-Star race, even if it probably wouldn't matter for us anyway. So we got to finish ahead of, well, Scary Terry, who had an incident there. He's actually 20th in points. We got to be 20th in points in order to keep our seat, just a reminder. But we're already having a lot better than what we did before. Yeah. All charged up. Yeah, he made up a lot of spots, Kenny did. He did a pretty good job there. We do get the Jackpot 5 race, which we're not going to win. let's just get this out of the way now. We're not going to win that. And now we fold to second for the lap champion anyway. Even Johnny Benson led some laps at that race. It's pretty cool to see. But anyway, we got new sponsors next race. And we got to go back to the shop and get back to work on what we're going to do. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave... Oh my goodness, my controller fell off my lap. Ah! No! But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're continuously growing every day. It's really nice to see you guys are still tuning into this stuff. And as always, we'll see you in the next one as we try to get lucky here at Las Vegas. Next episode. See you guys in the next one.